Hello, my name is Calvin Thomas Danny, and this is my demo of the Blockonomics billboard. I've broken this down to three parts. The first one is a demonstration of the application. Second one talks about the workflow. Third one talks about the future scopes and improvement. Part one. This is the Blockonomics billboard, which is a minimalistic UI to mimic the dash billboards that you see in the roads, like an advertisement space. Currently, the message is just do it by Calvin. And this is the amount that I have to outbid to display a new message. So why don't we get to it? I'll start with $200. Proceed. This is the amount. I'm using the test bench to pay. We'll test all three scenarios. First, we'll try with confirmed. Payment successful. Payment is received. It got updated. Why don't we try with the other two scenarios? 210. I'll try with unconfirmed first. It is received. The message won't be updated because it's unconfirmed and the server doesn't allow the application doesn't allow unconfirmed messages to be printed. Now we'll try with the third scenario. 220. Partially confirmed. Payment received. The notification sound that you hear is from the mail app receiving the Blockonomics confirmation of the processing of the payment, but it still won't be updated because it's not a confirmed payment. We'll try a last one once more by paying successfully. Payment is received. Notification sound. The time it takes to update is not because of the processing time, but rather the polling strategy used currently. This ends the first part of the demonstration. Now to part two. The workflow of the application is as follows. This is a single page application made by React. I've integrated the payments button API using the Blockonomics dashboard. So using this payment button, Blockonomics has packaged the APIs for payment and has given to us to add the scripts and to utilize it. I have just changed the icon. The configuration of this forms are all from the Blockonomics dashboard. Upon filling this form and paying it using the test bench, once it received, the server listens from the order hook from the Blockonomics button API. How? So there are currently two servers running. One is for taking care of the analytics, and one is for taking care of CRUD operations. The CRUD operations has one API exposed to allow for the Blockonomics to communicate with the server about the transaction status. Here in the options, you can see the order hook. Using this URL, Blockonomics communicates with the server saying that it is paid, is unpaid, it's partially paid, with the unique ID associated with the transaction. Once it's a successful payment, utilizing that unique ID, I will call the API Blockonomics as provided to fetch all the transaction details of that unique ID, the message, email ID, and the name of the person. Using that, but to call that, I needed a bearer key that is fetched from the wallet from the API key given by Blockonomics. Using this bearer key, I was able to communicate with Blockonomics to give me all the transaction ID to show that it is me communicating with them. Once that is sorted, I passed all the transaction details that I received, and I will write it to the MongoDB. This once the database is received, this application constantly polls the server, that is the analytics server, every 30 seconds for the message with the highest donated value. And once it queries the database and receives it, it displays the message, the author, and the new value that we should outbid by to display our message on the billboard. This ends part 2 of the demonstration. Part 3 is future scope and improvement. Currently, there are 2 servers running locally, and it's exposed online via ngrok to allow Blockonomics to communicate with us. The third terminal that is running is from the React application. So now the issue with these two is because it's local, it's difficult to for Blockonomics to communicate us with this small short-term fix. Rather, I would like to host these 2 servers in the EC2 instance in Amazon. Another design pattern that we followed is it's microservices. The analytics take care of only the queries related to the analysis of the transactions, and the CRUD operations only does create, read, or update operations. An example for improvement of them could be the analytics server could have functions that could give the amount received per week, amount received per month, the highest amount received, the time taken between each received amount to give us a better polling strategy to improve it. The CRUD operations could, if we integrate identity access management, we can provide each users with their transaction, improving transparency between the company and the user about the amounts they paid. So these are certain local improvements we can do to the servers to improve its functionality vertically. Then each of these functionalities is test-driven development. We are running tests manually. All these are slow, and it doesn't work with the agile system. So one future plan that I had with this project was to integrate Jenkins to it. By integrating Jenkins, we can connect it to the EC2 instance, allow automated tests, and also run Dockerized version and to orchestrate it with Kubernetes. So this would allow scalability, or take care of scalability, as well as handle the robustness by testing these application on each commit. This brings CI/CD development cycle to this application, improving its agile and its pace on putting on further improvements to this application and to improve its scalability. So these are the few thoughts that I had while thinking about this project. It was an interesting and exciting project. If for any further queries, please reach out to me. Thank you and regards. Here ends the demonstration. Thank you.